What's up, everybody? Happy Thursday. Today, you're going to get to hear me sing a little bit. All right, ready? Sing it with me. Bear down, Hammond Bears. The Chicago Bears. Soon to be the Hammond Bears. Just kidding. But seriously, the Chicago Bears have announced today that after years and years and years and years, and I mean years, of trying to figure out their stadium situation, it appears that they may have finally found their answer. No, it's not Arlington Heights. No, it's not Soldier Field. No, it's not somewhere else in Illinois. We're going to Indiana. The Bears are heading to Indiana. They're heading to Hammond, Indiana. That looks like that's the direction they're heading. This is crazy. It's just crazy. I've talked about the Chiefs Stadium search and all the stuff they've been doing there, and leaving Arrowhead and going to Kansas, and all of this. It always boils down to money. It's always money. And both sides point the finger at each other. The state says one thing, the team says another thing, the taxpayer says something, and it's a revolving cycle of just nonsense and trying to monetize every single aspect of this game. And it's really exhausting and it's really tiresome. But that's where we're at. That's where the NFL has become. It has become this gigantic force of a being, where the Bears are no longer going to be in Chicago. They're going to be in Hammond, Indiana. Not even going to be in Illinois. They bought this land in Arlington Heights, and that was kind of their original plan. They were going to move there. Well, then that got stalled, and then they were talking about going back to Soldier Field, and they were talking about building a new Soldier Field area, and they've just been doing this for years, and now they're leaving the state altogether. There are definitely fingers that can be pointed at the Illinois legislature. Illinois' legislature has been a mess for a while. Definitely the Bears. Everybody wants their money. Everybody wants their piece of the pie, and it's so frustrating because it's football. At the end of the day, it's just football. And I know to these businessmen and all these executives and higher ups that it's a business, and they want to try to monopolize everything and monetize everything. But man, it just doesn't sit right. It doesn't sit right that the Chicago Bears are going to Hammond, Indiana. Yes, it's not that far of a drive. Yes, it's right across the state line. It's right across the border. Yes, they're still going to be called the Chicago Bears. They're not the Hammond Bears. We get that. Yes, there's teams that go further than that. There's, San Francisco's almost an hour away from their stadium. And I get it. But man, it just feels dumb. It just feels really dumb. I don't know. That's just my 2 cents on it. So, but that is the news. The news is that the Chicago Bears are looking to move to Indiana. It's crazy. It's crazy. That was never on my bingo card. It came out just in the last 6 months or so, this whole Indiana thing, and you kind of rolled your eyes at it. But that's where we're at. That's what's happening. So, it appears that they are heading to Indiana and leaving the friendly confines of downtown Chicago, leaving Soldier Field, all that land they bought in Arlington Heights. What a mess this was. But that's the update. That's what we have. So we'll see what happens. It's looking that way. It is finally looking that way. But again, it's changed for years. It's been years that this has been going on in Chicago. So it's very possible that in the next week, all of a sudden, something else changes. And, heck, Iowa's trying to get they're throwing their hat in the ring, trying to get the Bears, the Iowa Bears. So who knows? But as of today, as of right now, it does look like the Chicago Bears are going to be heading to Hammond, Indiana, across the state line. And that's going to be their new home. So we'll see what happens. Of course, if we hear anything more about the stadium stuff, it's funny. If I hear anything more about the stadium stuff, I will keep you posted. So bear down, everybody. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.